From the Thinkubator at the Tech Valley Center of Gravity, this is STEAM Powered Saturday, a free monthly event where children ages 4 to 12 and their families are invited to visit us for a fun, creative, hands-on project. These mind-expanding projects help children discover creative play through science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. Today, we're exploring seashells with Ron.
Welcome to an undersea adventure. My name is Ron, and I've been collecting shells and fossils for 35 years. Today I will be sharing that collection with you. Shells and fossils tell a story about the world around us, both today and millions of years ago. Fossils are plants or animals that died a long time ago, became covered in sand and silt, and compressed into stone. From fossils, we can see what life might have looked like a long time ago. Shells generally come from animals called mollusks, which make their own shells. Shells are made out of calcium carbonate, just like eggshells. So, let's take a look at my collection. Some of my favorites are the actual fossils. This slab, full of fossils, came from Thatcher Park, the Helderberg Mountains, just outside of Albany. If these are shell fossils, that means that everywhere we're standing was very, very deep underwater, many, many millions of years ago. I'm the first person to see this animal that saw the light of day 400 million years ago. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Chambered nautilus. That's how the animal goes. They're related to octopus, squids. They're called cephalopods. Chambered nautilus, as you can see, there are chambers inside. As the animal grows, it closes off one chamber, and I don't know if you can see it in there, it creates a wall. The animal lives in the front part. The back part is filled with air, so it adds what's called buoyancy, so it can float. There are very, very heavy shells, very thick. This is called a shank shell. It's from the Indian Ocean. And then there are some very thin shells. This is a type of propeller arc shell. Some more of my favorites. Well, this is a giant clam, as you can see. This is actually, kind of a grade school if we're comparing ages to human age. The full adults are 5 feet across. That's a little bit shorter than me from the ground up. So this is young, but already very, very thick, very heavy, and it's found in warm waters, tropical waters. We have starfish and sea urchins. They're called echinoderms. So they're not necessarily considered to be mollusks, but they do make their own shells. Sand dollars and sea urchins are related. This is a flat sea urchin, or the other way around. Then we have crustaceans. Crustaceans like lobster, types of crabs, shrimp. These are made of chitin, which is different. It's more like the substance that our fingernails are made of. Sometimes, as in with much harder shells, it's chitin plus calcium carbonate. This is not a shell. These are the jaws of a black-tip shark. You can see that there's different substances here. This is not bone, it's actually cartilage, the same things that our ears and our nose are made of. The teeth are like our teeth, except much, much sharper. Coral. There are many, many different types of coral. Brain coral, stem coral. That too is made from calcium carbonate. This is baleen. It's from a right whale. This is what a whale uses to filter out the very small particles of food and small krill and other shrimps that they eat. It is a bony material, but it's actually very, very thick, very, very condensed hair. And of course, we have our seahorses. So, where do they come from? Where do we find shells? We find shells all over the world, on all the beaches of the world, deep in the sea. If you go snorkeling, if you know how to do that, you can find some amazing shells. If you find shells on the beach or land snails, there are no land clams, but land shells are in forests, in your garden, freshwater shells, lakes and streams. We have a lot of those around here. When you find a shell, first thing to do is check to make sure nobody's home. Look underneath, and when you see, stay right there. If you see a door, it's called an upper column. It's a bony cover that they use, a trap door, to close it off. If you see that, then there's something alive in there. Just put it back where you found it. Take a picture first, though. Otherwise, take them home, clean them off with water, or soapy water if you prefer, and then you can put them in your own cabinet of wonders. Where can we find out more about shells? Books, real ones. You can go on the internet with your parents' help, museums, other collectors. There's also something called worms on the internet. World Registration of Marine Species. That's on the internet. Hundreds and hundreds of all kinds of seashells from all over the world. So there's lots of places. So, that's all for now. There are many things that I didn't get to show you, but perhaps next time. Scientific discovery, adventure, your curiosity is what brings together the understanding of how our world works and how we relate to those things. And the more you know, the more concerned you become about how the world works, our part in it, and how we can work together to help to keep it going, to preserve that world. Well, I'm Captain Ron. Thank you for listening, and I'm glad to be of service. Have a wonderful day.
We want to thank the Albany Society of Engineers Foundation for their generous ongoing support of Steam-Powered Saturday. Our special virtual editions are brought to you through additional support from GE Healthcare in Troy, New York, and Agora Media. We'll see you next month on Steam-Powered Saturday.